What's good people, and welcome to the Silly, Nerdy, Sometimes Wordy podcast. And I'm your host, BK, and this is episode 13, WGA and SAG-AFTA on strike. Its impact on fall TV 2023-2024 season and future films, part 1. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. This week, we're going to be talking about the new strike with the SAG-AFTA that just went down this week and how it essentially shuts down production on all TV and feature TV and film and prep. So we're going to be talking about that. All right. Now, let's get into the nerdy notes. And as I said, we're getting into this recent strike that just went down, involving mainly the actors as well as other parties involved. So our nerdy notes is film heavy. So this upcoming Friday, July 21st, 2 films are going to be opening. The new Barbie film from the toy and the Oppenheimer film, the Chris Nolan film. So with this strike happening, there can be no more promotion of these films from this point moving forward. And if you saw anything, once this strike happened on July 14th at 12:01 a.m., the actors from Oppenheimer, they essentially left the world premiere red carpet event. I believe it was in London once this was announced. So they can't do any type of promotion for this film. No interviews, no podcasts, no press junkets. You can't do it. That's it's under the this agreement with the union. They can't strike. They can't promote this. And this is the first time that this has happened since 1960, that both the WGA and the SAG-AFTA, AFTRA are on strike at the same time. Now, this does not affect Broadway as well in terms of, going to see shows that I'm excited to see later this year. Thankfully, it doesn't affect them. Now, a few important things in my doing research for this, 2 things that at least made me feel a little bit better about this. Season 2 of House of the Dragon, HBO's House of the Dragon, or should I say Max House of the Dragon Season 2, this show is not going to be affected. It is unaffected by this strike. And the reason for that is because the majority of the actors and actresses on this show are UK, United Kingdom-based actors. And they are under their own particular union. For short, it's called Equity. I should have had the proper name, but they're under that particular union, which prevents them from striking. And so there's more details to that, but basically they can all that to say is that they can continue production on season 2 House of the Dragon, and it will release in the time that it's going to release. And so we'll be able to see that when it's ready to come out. And they've already been filming anyway. Another show that is unaffected by this is season 2 of Prime Videos from Amazon, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. This show is also unaffected by the strike and is unaffected for different reasons. It's unaffected because they started filming last year, I want to say a couple of weeks right after season 1 ended. So they've been filming already. And per Collider.com, they just wrapped filming several weeks ago. So they've already got that done. It's ready to go. So it will be released in the time it will be released. And I'm not sure when that's going to be. Hopefully that's later this year, because season 1 was last year, I think. Not sure. It escapes me right now, but this show is unaffected, so that was a really great show. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to season 2. So They've already put it in the can. So if anything, the only thing that won't happen is just, promotion in terms of it. So yeah, those two shows are unaffected by it. All right, that's the nerdy notes for this week. Now let's get into the main topic. And before I get into this, initially I was going to do one big pod about this, but this is a lot of information. So I thought it'd be best to break this up into 3 episodes. That's my plan. 3 episodes. So part 1 today, we're going to start there. And we're just kind of focus on, what's going on, these acronyms, what they mean, and what the actors can't, and basically what they can't do, which is a lot, and how it affects these upcoming TV shows. And so I'll tease you what's happening with part 2 later on in the podcast. And I'll just say now, part 2 is going to cover the key issues, the sticking points of this negotiation process in terms of how the business model has changed, and the threat of AI, artificial intelligence, is also playing a part in this. And quite frankly, AI has already played a factor already in every other industry as well. Okay, now getting into the main topic. So, as you know, the WGA, the Writers Guilds of America, they've been on strike for nearly 2 months already. This is with the writers that write the scripts for these great film and TV shows that we love and enjoy. So July 14th, 2023, 12:01 a.m., the SAG-AFTA, which stands for the Screen Actors Guild and American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, this covers nearly 160,000 actors, as well as other performers and people that work on film and TV. They could not reach an agreement. The initial deadline was for June 30th, but they agreed to extend the deadline for 12 days, hoping that they would reach an agreement. Unfortunately, they did not. And if you've probably all seen Fran Dresser, she's done a lot of great work. I guess everybody knows her from the Nanny sitcom back in the day. Great show. She is the president of SAG-AFTA, and she made that passionate speech. And so once that happened, obviously they are on strike now. And so that's what's going on. They could not reach an agreement. And they could not reach an agreement with the same people that the WGA, which covers the Writers Guilds of America, they could not reach an agreement with the AMPT, which stands for the Alliance Motion Picture and Television Producers. This acronym, this group, it covers all of the major studios. And I'm talking about Paramount. I'm talking about Disney, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, NBC Universal, Fox, CBS, Warner Brothers, and other studios that I haven't mentioned, but those are the big ones that we all know about. So they could not reach an agreement with this group. And so now the actors, some of the actors have already been picketing, striking with the writers already. But now all the rest of the actors, more actors will join them. So now it's the writers and the actors that are striking to get a better deal, so that they can hopefully get back to work soon on these film and TV projects. So that's what's going on there. And because of this, I mean, things were already kind of shut down already, 80%. But things could still continue. It's just that you couldn't make any adjustments to scripts. For instance, Deadpool 3 is slated to come out, and they decided to continue production. They just couldn't make any adjustments to the script. And I was quite concerned about that, because I know that they do a lot of adjustments, a lot of I can't think of the proper phrase, but changing things on the fly, basically, with Ryan Reynolds, and how great that the writing and the comedy is with the tone of those movies. But they decided to continue production, but because of the SAG guild striking, they have to stop production, so they can't film anymore. And essentially, all production on all TV and film shows have now stopped. They essentially have to leave set. Nothing can happen right now. And let's talk about that. So no promotions can happen on any projects, any film or TV, and you can't be on set working on it. So, like I said earlier, no press, no interviews, no in-person interviews, no going on to daily talk shows. For instance, I was watching a clip from CBS this morning, and they had, guests scheduled to come on the show. And once this news broke, they said they all canceled because they can't do that. So they can't do anything. No red carpet events, no social media promotions, no conventions, which means San Diego Comic-Con, which is happening in a couple weeks, all of the major studios have pulled out. Well, some of the studios were already not coming, but now everybody else is not going to be there. So San Diego Comic-Con will not have any studios, actors or actresses, and now it's just going to be what it was in the beginning about comics, which is still pretty good. But this is it just, you can't do any type of promotion. So production on all things have stopped. And so this is not good. This is in the entertainment industry. So all future upcoming TV shows just have stopped. So when September and October rolls around, and you're wondering, where's the new season of NCIS and Chicago Fire and the FBI's, the Dick Wolf stuff, and my ABC stuff, The Good Doctor, and where's episode 1 of the new season? And the reason you're not going to see that is because they're on strike, the writers and the actors. So that is very much in danger. So when that time frame comes around, you're not going to be seeing any scripted TV shows premiering. Like, Premiere Week is going to be basically a lot of reality TV shows as well as sports and news. So, yeah, competition, cooking shows, all of those things. So that's what's going to be happening. So everything is pretty much canceled or postponed until an agreement can be reached. So they can't release anything. They can't record. No dancing. No singing. No auditions for anything. But that's something I'll get into later on a future episode in this series. In terms of all the TV projects that are affected, and some things that you'll be kind of concerned about. And another thing I wanted to address is this also affects other industries as well that support the entertainment industry, but also affects just other people's daily lives. Like, for instance, I want to focus particularly on the food industry, culinary industry, as well as delivery and driver companies. So, of course, they're on film and TV sets, and everybody has to eat, right? So this affects a lot of restaurants, a lot of chefs, cooks, delivery drivers, drivers themselves that drive the actors and crew to and from the sets on a daily basis. And sometimes those jobs that's their main source of income. Maybe it's their second job or third job. So that affects them and takes money away from those people, as well as all of these different restaurants across the country, across the globe. All the catering of the food to the sets on a daily basis. Like, what are they going to do? That loses some money temporarily for that industry. So that's something I wanted to touch on. But that's we're gonna bring this to an end. Like I said, I'm breaking this up into 3 episodes because I didn't want it to be too long. So in part 2 of this, I'm going to be going over the key issues and how the business model has changed, and as well as the threat of AI, artificial intelligence. And so I'll be covering that. And I believe in part 3, I'll go over the different projects and things, that upcoming projects, film and TV shows that are going to be affected right now, as well as possible future ones. But the next episode, I'll get into the key issues that they're negotiating to trying to get a deal, a fair deal done for all of the actors and all of the writers and crew. And it's just not the main A-list actors, it's those actors that's trying to get into it. But anyways, I have plans to talk about that as well. And so, yeah, we're going to bring this to an end. And my main takeaway for this episode, I would say, is pretty much, I hope and know a fair agreement can be reached for all parties. And I hope that it does for all parties, because they put in hard work to this and they deserve to get paid fairly as well. And in particular, I enjoy the work that is put out. It's produced in film and TV shows. And I also enjoy the process and what it takes for them to bring these great dramas and comic book shows and serious shows and crime dramas and comedies, all of that stuff. I enjoy the process, what it takes behind the scenes to make this happen. So it will just take time and patience and compromises, because, in a negotiation, everybody doesn't get what they want. If that does happen, that's extremely rare. But that's what I hope it will happen. It will just take time. So that is it for this episode. Like I said, I have 2 more episodes going into more detail about the issues that the key issues that they're negotiating, they're talking about, as well as the actual TV and film projects that will be affected by this. So that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please share this episode, tell your friends and family, especially if they're, into TV and looking forward to the new season of NCIS or whatever shows. I think this would be a good listen for them, so they'll know why they're not seeing that, if that is the case. So yeah, come back and see me. And until next time, we'll talk soon.